government is 50 shillings per transaction. And if it is, how much money has been collected as convenience fee, and who pockets this money? If the government is the one that receives the money, Mr. Speaker, the minister should give us evidence of the banking of the 50 shilling convenience fee. It runs in billions, and we are afraid it's gone into trillions.
Senator Eddie Okech.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is very specific. I have listened to the minister's, rather the CSS response. But Mr. Speaker, despite the fact that there's a requirement to use this EGP system to procure everything in government, there is the issue of essential services that if they face any glitch of systemic or otherwise compliance as EGP has been, then it causes a lot of problems in the counties. A case, for example, Mr. Speaker, all the governors who appear before us in CPIC, when you ask the reason why they have not procured drugs in hospitals, they say it's because the system is not working. Mr. Speaker, my question to the minister is there a deliberate effort to make sure that this system is not stalling the issue of essential services in our counties? Among them, drugs, billing for water services in the counties, and most importantly, sometimes the procurement that goes with services that are affecting the employees in the county. What is the exception you have put in place for essential services in the counties? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may now proceed to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, again for allowing me to address further supplementary questions by honorable senators. On the question by Honorable Catherine Muma, whether we have an impact evaluation mechanism, yes, we do. And I will tell you that the moment we close the financial year, we are going to do an assessment of how much we have been able to, in terms of approximation. It may not be exact because, again, these are more qualitative. But in the system, there is standardization of even pricing. That was one of those items in this system that really made the system a big improvement, that we have a way of looking at the average pricing so that you don't come with outrageous prices for commodities. Now the Speaker. The Speaker asked me before he became the Speaker of the session that from July, no county will be allowed to prepare to procure outside the EGP, and looking at the numbers, they don't look good. I think in the first year, there was an attempt to frustrate the system, and many procuring entities, not even just at the county level alone, even at the national level, and including sometimes even at the National Treasury. I have been not very kind to some of my officers whom I thought were frustrating this system. And there was a thinking that probably this will just go away and that it will not be implemented. But as we progressed, they realized that we meant business. And I will tell you now, the acceptability of this system has increased a lot. That is why you can see now many procuring entities onboarding into the system. And we have communicated very clearly that beginning 1st July, there will be no excuse, because they used to talk about capacity. we have built the capacity. About the system now has been stabilized. So there is no excuse. The suppliers, the contractors now understand the system. And we have partnered with the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and industry to support and train the suppliers and contractors. Now, let me give you an example. I have talked about Kisumu. If Kisumu can onboard about 40% in terms of contracts onto EGP, 40%, what justification would other counties have not to onboard? Procurement or tender award amounting to 1.4 billion shillings. Kisumu County has already onboarded as at May. So what excuse would other counties have? Because these counties are the same. But if you talk about maybe far remote counties, then you pick out Samburu. Samburu is one of the remote counties we know in this country, and it is ranking number 10 with a number of contracts onboarded already with values of close to 50 million shillings. So, in short, there is no excuse. And from July 1st, Mr. Speaker, I want to persuade this Senate that there should be no excuse in not using EGP. Honorable Senator Osotsi asked me about whether there is a problem of project management. I don't think so. I don't think there is any problem with the project management. As any other project, and I'm sure Honorable Senator Osotsi has done project management, I have equally done project management. In the initial stages, at the formative stages of every project, there are challenges. Whether a project is, whether preparation was done to what level, there will be some challenges. How you deal with those challenges is what sets apart a good project management from a bad one or a badly implemented one. And so far, looking at the response, what is happening across the country, I can confidently say that the project management of this project is above average. Which is the implementing agency? National Treasury. And this one is not even a discretion. It is provided in law, Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Section 7, mandates the National Treasury to be the one responsible for managing this system of procurement. Senator Boni, my friend Boni, a very good question, but unfortunately, it is not the matter that I'm dealing with today. And Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, I think I can deal with this matter if it is raised substantively on e-citizen and where the money goes and how much you have been receiving and the reasons for paying for these convenience fees. And by the way, there was a time I appeared before this House and I attempted to address it, but I can address it again substantially because I think it's also something that has been enjoying some public debate. A lot of information distorted anyway, but it is my duty and responsibility to be accountable on behalf of the government of Kenya to the people's representatives, the Senate. So I would gladly come and address this question. On the question by Senator Eddie Okech, on essential services, I will tell you that the response that counties are giving you are excuses. Excuses in the sense that there is no essential service, whether at the national government level or at the county level, that has been frustrated in terms of procurement because of the system. And by the way, there is no reason why you cannot use this platform for even essential services. But we have given exemptions where a procuring entity has hit or met some headwinds and the services are essential. So it cannot be true that someone can come and tell the Senate authoritatively that they have not been able to procure because of the platform. All the challenges that procuring entities meet, we try to address them. And if we can't, for whatever reason, we have given exemptions. So I don't think that is correct, that there is any procuring entity that has been frustrated in terms of procurement because they cannot use this platform. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to end there because those are the supplementary questions that were raised. Thank you.
Very well, Honorable CS. Honorable Senators, what is your issue, Senator Boni? I can't see you on my platform.
Yes, I'm pressing here, but I thought it was reflecting.
You know, you are one of the, you are acting like the same officers who are not accepting NGP. Because my NGP, I should read your name in my system.
I have pressed intervention. I thought it was showing there, but thanks for the...
Yes, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has stepped down my question.
Is it on your question? Supplementary question? Yes. What is the issue?
He has stepped down my supplementary question and promised that he's going to address it at an appropriate time. I was not asking out of ignorance. I thought there was very close relationship between EGPS and e-citizen. I don't want to argue. May I plead with the chair that I don't lose my opportunity to ask a supplementary question. You allow me to do it since the minister is here. I had two, but he has stepped down.
No, you can't ask two supplementary questions.
The one I asked, he has said he will answer another day.
That is what was your supplementary question.
Yes.
The secretariat have really recorded for the CS to respond, either through communication to the clerk or you come back to respond to that. So let us give other senators an opportunity to ask their supplementary questions. Since yours is a weighty matter that needs a lot of attention, so just get satisfied. So I can see Senator Modiki, Senator Seki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Just a very short and brief question to the Cabinet Secretary. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of EGP, the use of this system in the counties, Honorable CS, it is true that it is it's becoming a system that is the county are getting difficulties to use it, particularly on the remote counties where most of the people are illiterate. And in this manner, I want to ask CS if this system is biased to those who are illiterate, who are not able to read, even to open the system, go through the internet and all that. And I think I'm talking on behalf of the Mama Mboga, Mama Shuka, who is down there and who also has an interest to do business to counties and even to government. What is the mechanism that these people are also being, that they are going? Is your ministry working out to make sure that these people are trained to get awareness on how to use the system, and how has your ministry done that to make sure that this system is available to all? Thank you.
Senator Fatuma Duru.
Thank you, Waziri Karibu. And you are really doing a good job in Treasury. Mr. Speaker, I want to find out, because there's a lot happening in the counties, where counties are actually taking overdrafts, loans, without actually approval from Treasury. And counties are losing a lot of money. For example, in my county, we have 3 months members of staff have not even gotten their salary. And the issues raised by the county government is that they have not been given budget allocation, which is not true. Penalties are there, and those penalties are borne by the county government. It's really a very serious matter that needs control. Engaging internationally with international companies as county governments. The law is very clear. Counties cannot engage international companies or countries outside Kenya without going Treasury. But these things are happening in our counties. And I think you really need to look into that. I thank you.
So, what was your supplementary question? You know, you are taking advantage of this session to give you a speech on Isiolo. Before you answer those and proceed to the next question, Honorable CS, Senator Ososi, can you pay attention because you are the one who had a problem? What was the issue that you raised on your supplementary question? You said you did not get the correct answer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the CS answered my question, but I'm not satisfied with the answer because I had indicated that when I read through the question and I listen to the CS, there seems to be a serious problem with the project management, especially for IT projects. And I said that previously, during the Grand Coalition government, they established the ICT authority, which was to coordinate project management for ICT across government, especially the e-government process. But now it looks like that is no longer the case, that each ministry is doing its own ICT project. And that could be the source of the problem. And I just wanted him to clarify on that. And further to that, if each ministry is doing its own project, then what is the work of ICT authority? It's a moribund department. So maybe my good friends here can explain further on that, because we have had many projects in government which has had transitional issues.
I think
you saw.
Your issue is very clear, Senator, so you'll be able to answer that. So, Waziri, can you kindly answer the two questions and then we make progress?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the first question, or the first additional supplementary question, came from Senator Seki, Senator for Kajiado, who actually asked me about the use of the system in counties and says us about the people who are illiterate. We train all suppliers and all contractors regardless of their academic understanding and qualifications. But I would tell Senator Seki that the manual system is worse for those who are illiterate. If you have participated in the procurement system in this country, and you see the kind of bulky documents that have been in use for tendering processes, the BQs and all those bulky documents which sometimes are carried in cartons. If you are illiterate, you can't fill them. So this system may also not be very friendly to people who are illiterate, but I am sure those who are illiterate would use people who at least can understand the system, the same way they were using other people to complete, or if I may say in Kiswahili, jaza for them, those bulky documents. So it is both. Whether if you are illiterate, you'll have challenge even whether it is manual or this system. But those who have difficulty in using the system for whatever reason in terms of understanding of IT, that is why we have the trainers doing the training. And we are doing even weekly webinars. Now, on Senator Fatuma, you asked me, although I don't want to run away from this question, even though it is a little bit not in addressing the question before us, but you asked about counties taking overdrafts without authority from the National Treasury. I think this is something we are trying to limit, so that counties don't have to really take loans from banks, because those financial institutions are very expensive. One. Two, there is no budget line. If you look at the budget lines of most of these counties, if not all, and this house, you interact, you have an opportunity to engage with the budgets for counties. There is no line item for those overdraft charges in terms of interest. But again, they go ahead and take. Whether we delay in disbursement, we have been really trying to disburse funds timeously. with the exception, yes, I know this month, we haven't disbursed the month of May and June. But we are working around the clock to make sure that next week, early next week, we will disburse the month of May. And we will try from the Treasury to make sure that we don't close the year with any funding to the counties, the same way we did with the 24-25 financial year. And again, I'm sure counties will appreciate that previously it used to be worse. And you can see nowadays we don't have many press conferences, Mr. Speaker, from the Council of Governors addressing the issue of delay in exchequer releases. In terms of signing international contracts, there is no entity in this country, no entity, whether it is national or county, if it is a public entity, which can enter into any contract in the Republic of Kenya without the approval, if there is financial element to it, without the National Treasury and the Attorney General. So if there is any county which is working outside that space, then they should be warned that what they are doing is criminal. On ICT Authority, we are working very closely with ICT Authority in implementation of IT projects. And Senator Osotsi, much as sometimes people exaggerate, I must say, because I've been around this grand coalition government. I was there, I was an assistant minister, and Kibaki regime. The truth of the matter is that in terms of ICT and IT, this government has done better than any other government before. In terms of onboarding services, in terms of use of IT systems, and you can see we have implemented something that has been the talk ever since, which we even had to put for it. That is the e-procurement. We have implemented, I saw some, I don't want to call them what I wanted to call them, but I saw some politicians out there saying we will implement Treasury single account. We have already implemented Treasury single account with benefits to this country that if I had time, another time, I would expound on. And many others. Integrated human resource system has just been implemented. And I can go on and on. In terms of IT, onboarding of IT, we have done excellent. And we will continue even to do better. Thank you.
Very well, let's go now to the next question. We'll do question number 050.
Mr. Speaker,
050 is by nominated Senator Aminda Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.